We do more autopsies in this facility than anywhere else in the state of Colorado. This facility is unique in a couple of characteristics. Number one, this office, unlike any of the others in the state, was designed for growth, which means that the taxpayers of El Paso County should not have to build a new facility for 25 years or so. Another thing that is unique compared to some offices, all of our death investigators are board certified medical death investigators, and we also make all the scenes outside of a hospital when notified of a death. We also transport bodies, again something that not all of the coroner's offices have in this state. We have equipment here that nobody else in the state has, including our toxicology laboratory and also including what's called a low-dox scanner. The second most important function that we do here in this office, besides determining the cause of death, is to establish the scientific identity of a deceased person. This is the low-dox scanner. This is manufactured by a South African company. It takes 13 seconds to scan a body from the tip of their head to the bottom of their toes. This was a case that we did recently of a John Doe, and you can see the scan, and what ought to stand out to you is the left knee area, and that indicates an artificial joint prosthesis, a total knee replacement. Orthopedic hardware like that has serial numbers on it, so we can get those serial numbers. We can determine with some help by an orthopedist if we need to who manufactured that, can get that number, and they can tell us oftentimes what hospital that was installed in and what date, and then we can go to the hospital operating supervisors, typically an RN, who's going to be able to tell us a name, and then once we get that name, we can subpoena and get a hold of the chart, and then at that point we'll see in that chart that number inscribed, and if it matches, then that's a scientific identity. So this is just an example of our scanner and what it tells us. We have the only post-mortem toxicology forensic lab in the state of Colorado, and so we do not only the toxicology from our own cases and the ones that are sent to us from autopsy from the other 23 counties that we do autopsies for, but we also do toxicology for several other counties in the state, including Arapahoe County, which sends us probably 300 or 400 specimens a year. This is the toxicology laboratory, and we're looking at the instrument room as well as the preparation room. We're able to look at over 100 different compounds and not only tell what compound is there, but how much of it is there. This is a gas chromatograph mass spectrometer. In the nomenclature, we call it a GCMS. This has historically, over the last 30 years or so, been the workhorse of the toxicology laboratory. This particular instrument we were able to get on a federal grant several years ago, and the cost for it was approximately $115,000. It has a computer that has a library of all the known compounds. And you can literally start the machine running, and it does everything automatically, and you can come back in the next morning and you have all your data. We have the ability to do things that nobody else does, and we can do them in-house, and so that means that turnaround times are quicker. We've recently, in the last year, are leasing to buy a LC-MS, which is probably the most advanced toxicology instrument that there is. We got it at about 44 cents on the dollar. It had never been used, and that has meant that our toxicology turnaround times for most things now are about 2 weeks, and it used to be about 8 weeks. Our budget is about $2.1 million a year. Of that budget, we're going to bring in about $500,000 in the extra fees that we generate from doing out-of-county autopsies and also doing out-of-county toxicology work. This is a separate area that we do autopsies on: skeletal remains, individuals who were badly burned or decomposed bodies. It has a separate one pass-through of air on a high velocity kind of system that has negative pressure in the room, so it sucks air in and then puts it out. This means that the rest of the building then it does not suffer from the bad odors that can come out of these kinds of autopsies. This is the decomp morgue. It has one autopsy station, whereas the main morgue had 4. One of the things that is evident when we do autopsies, we try to have all the light that we can have. We have lots of extra lights, surgical lamps, as well as ceiling. And then in addition, you can see on the wall a large window. If you look at it from the outside, it looks like a mirror. And on the inside, we can adjust how much UV light comes in, which means we can get 100% of the light that's out there to come in and gives us plenty of natural light, which can be very important in some kinds of autopsies. In our old building, we had a couple of situations where the air from the morgue was vented into the administrative area, and we've had at least one instance where my personnel were all tested for tuberculosis and followed up by the health department because of potential inoculation from an individual that died that we did not have any idea had tuberculosis. Well, we have a county population, probably 635 to 650,000. We have 4,400 plus deaths a year in this county in the last couple of years. And last year we investigated 3,800 of those deaths. We had brought in probably close to 800 bodies, and then the majority of those had received full autopsies. In addition to those dying in El Paso County, we perform over 250, and probably this year will be close to 300 autopsies from 23 of the other 64 counties in the state of Colorado. The El Paso County Coroner's Office job is to uphold and perform the post-mortem investigations and/or autopsies on individuals who die typically suddenly and unexpectedly in El Paso County, either from trauma, drugs, undetermined means, or suspicious means. Our function comes from state statutes, where we are to uphold those statutes and set out exactly what kind of cases we're supposed to investigate, and also in some degree spells out which cases have mandated autopsies. And we also take pride in talking with family members when they call. So you're not going to get, well, he's too busy, or he's not here, or yeah, I'll call you back later. If you get a he's here and he's busy, it means he's busy or she's busy, and at the end of the day, or certainly the next day, we're going to call you back with as much information as we have.